Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews.
Use a sock. Holy shit. Ow!
Always let the Wookiee win. Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another toy review, and today we're taking a look at another Star Wars The Last Jedi figure, and it's Chewbacca and the Porg from the 3 3/4 inch line, the Force Link Chewbacca. So I saw this, was it the day of Force Friday? I'd seen these, and I was going to pick a few of them up, and I didn't. For various reasons, but yeah, I found this at my local Kroger. They had them on sale. They were like $1 off, and I really got this for the Porg, which is silly to say. If you don't know what the Porg is, it's this little bird thing right here, and apparently they're supposed to heckle Chewbacca in the movie. I think they're the new Ewoks. I guess we'll see, but let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So here we have Chewbacca in the package, and all of the new Star Wars stuff for The Last Jedi and just merchandise in general this year that's been released on Force Friday 2 is in this white card theme with red stripes. It says Star Wars in red. It says Force Link down there. We have the Porg, Chewbacca. He's got his crossbow. I gotta say, I do like the sculpt on the Chewbacca. I think it looks really good. We've also got a picture of Chewbacca up here, looking kind of cool. Side of the package shows you how the little Force thing works, so just kind of a close-up. There's Chewbacca and Star Wars, and there he is in package. There's the little Porg. It says it's got the Force Link, and then it shows you how the Force Link thing works right there. It's a little wristwatch thing, and when you get near the action figure, it makes sounds, and that's very, very cool. And back of the package, it's got a picture of the Force Link and explains it and all that kind of stuff. So it's an interesting concept. I kind of like it. It reminds me of the chips they had for the Phantom Menace way back in the day, but I think it's probably a little bit more improved. So let's go ahead and get Chewbacca out of package and see what we think. So here we have Chewbacca and the Porg out of the package, and I gotta say, I do like the Chewbacca figure. I think they did a good job with the sculpt on this guy and the paint apps. It looks beautiful. It's probably one of the best 3 3/4 inch Chewbacca figures that I own, I know, and probably that have been released. I have a lot of problems with this bowcaster, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. And then we have the Porg, which is very, very tiny. It is cute. And I will give it to Hasbro that they at least made the tiny figure so that it can stand. We get a lot of these little itty-bitty figures that when you get them out, they just fall right over, like Marvel Legends and the little baby Groot, little kid Groot. But this thing actually stands up, which, that's a good thing. I like that, and I really got it for that little figure just to kind of check him out and get a little bit more detail on him, because I don't know, I'm interested in it and what it's going to do, so we'll see in the movie when it comes out this December, and I'm presuming that this is the scale, so these things are going to be super tiny. There's some kind of bird avian creature thing that lives on the island where Luke's at, and I guess they're semi-intelligent, so again, I'm predicting they're the new Ewok. So let's go ahead and get the complaint out of the way with this bowcaster. First of all, getting it into his hand right here is a pain. The fingers feel like they're going to rip apart. They're like a softer rubber, and they just, you got to pry them open to get this thing in there, which is a pain in the tukish. And here's the thing I really hate about it. It looks cool. I will give it that, if I can get it to show that's in focus. So it looks cool. I like it. It's not warped in any way, and I think the reason why is this. Look, it comes apart. When you're handling it, it just falls apart When I pulled it out of the package, I thought I broke it. So be aware, it does come apart. And I think they did that because it doesn't warp, which is cool. I do appreciate that. However, I just feel that these parts are going to get lost over time. And that's a huge choking hazard to a small kid. So definitely do not let little kids around this or take this away. Well, I guess they could swallow that porg. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of... So I may put some super glue on the bits to hold that together because I just feel like this is going to go into a box and a part's going to be missing and I'll never see it again. So yeah, there is that. As far as articulation on Chewbacca here, his head barely moves, and that's because of the fur right there. His arms swing all the way around. There is no elbow joint. I wish there was an elbow joint. That would have been nice. There is no twist at the waist. His legs kick that far forward, and that's about it. So he's very limited in his articulation, but it looks really, really good. I gotta give it that. The Porg, he has zero articulation. He's a lump of plastic. So taking a closer look at Chewbacca himself, I really do like the figure. It is sculpted amazingly. It is painted awesome. It is probably the best 3 3/4 inch Chewbacca that we've gotten. I like the belt. I like how the belt is a separate piece of rubber that just kind of hangs over the shoulder. The detail, very nice. We get this nice fade of browns, especially on Chewie's head, all the way around. We also see the fade kind of go down on his back there. That looks really nice. All the silver paint apps are done well on his belt. They've come a long, long way on the 3 3/4 inch figures since the 80s. I mean, the paint on this thing is just about perfect. I would love a replica of this in the 6-inch scale, and I'm sure we're going to get a new Chewbacca for this series anyway. Taking a look in the midsection of the figure, again, the sculpt and paint work is excellent. All the fur looks good. I like how his hands come up out of his big furry paws. The light browns at the end look nice. And then he's got his satchel that kind of hangs over to the side. Again, love how it's a separate piece of plastic. It's not molded in, and the leather detail is really good. I think they used a good choice of brown plastic. And then you get his little Chewbacca booty that's a different shade of color there. And it all fades really, really well. I think they did a good job with it. The way he's sculpted, he doesn't have a lot of articulation, but that's okay. I mean, it's a 3 3/4 inch figure. They just did a real good job at getting the character down. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure, again, the first sculpt all the way down, very good. It fades into the lighter brown from the darker brown down to his feet, which is good. I definitely dig that. And he's got his little Wookiee toes kind of hanging, peeking out from under the fur. Again, I think they did a good job with the coloration on the toes and the fingers. That's got that... I don't know, just an animalistic look, like a gorilla or an orangutan type of look, and that really works for the character. And finally, taking a closer look at the Porg he comes with. This thing is so disgustingly cute. It reminds me of a mix between like a pheasant and a hamster. It's got his little upside down frown, the big eyes, the orange, and gray on the head there. He's got kind of these blackish brown wings. Lots of gray on the back of the figure, and it does have a nice fade into the tail where it goes back to the black, which is nice. And then his underbelly is white, and he's got his little orange feet there that are very penguin or puffin, I guess more puffin-like to me. But it's going to be very interesting to see this character on screen. Again, I think it's going to be sentient to the point of like maybe an Ewok or something. That's my prediction. New Ewok. What do you guys think? For comparison, here we have the 3 3/4 inch Chewbacca with a few 3 3/4 inch figures from The Force Awakens. We of course have Captain Phasma and this blue droid. I can't remember this droid's name. They made a big stink about when the merchandise came out and it had like a second worth of screen time in the movie at the Rebel base or the Resistance base, whatever they want to call them now. I like the droid. I still think it's fun, and I'm not surprised to see a Star Wars character that had 1 second of screen time. That was, I think, the original trilogy toys. which is fine. But as you can see, Chewbacca is a little taller than that figure. Definitely a lot taller than the Phasma figure, so I think it's in scale, proper scale. This character was really tall to begin with, so that's fine. I think he should be at least a head taller than most stormtroopers, but definitely cool to kind of see the Force Awakens figures with the Last Jedi figures to kind of see how they really scale with each other. And it works. So I'm kind of getting a little 3 3/4 inch collection going, which I haven't had in a while. And that's not too bad. So is Chewbacca and the Porg something that you want in your Star Wars collection? Well, if you collect the 3 3/4 inch line, I think you do, because we get the Porg. This is the only way you're going to get the Porg in the 3 3/4 inch line. I like how they did include it, especially with Chewbacca, with everything we're reading about these two characters. And again, new Ewok. I can't say that enough. You could have a drinking game. That's how many times I say it's the new Ewok. But it looks cute. It's painted well. I love the Chewbacca. I love the sculpt. I love the paintwork on it. That bowcaster irritates the crap out of me. But I guess it's just the way it is. I think they did a good job with it. If you like the 3 3/4 inch, this is definitely a figure to get. I think if you haven't gotten it already, I wish I would have gotten the Chewbacca from Force Awakens to compare the two. I don't know if this is just a reissue or if it's a new paint on there. I would presume it's just a repaint, if anything, and it's probably just a reissue with the Porg. But definitely very cool. I'd like to see a black series of Chewbacca from Last Jedi with a 6-inch scale Porg. I think that would be kind of fun, and maybe give the Porg a little bit of articulation. So, it is what it is. So there he is, Chewbacca and the Porg from Star Wars The Last Jedi, coming this December.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.